future of the country on many levels because the president is going to make it okay out of this. I do think that this should be a wake-up call to congressional Democrats and Democrats around the country, saying like, hey, words have consequences. If you keep saying that this guy is the second coming of Hitler, some wacko out there in a country of 300 million people is going to take you seriously and say, I can be the person who stopped Hitler in his tracks.
Okay, hold on.
Wake-up call to
hold on.
congressional Democrats and
Let's hear it
Democrats
again.
around the country, saying like, hey, words have consequences. If you keep saying that this guy is the second...
Words have consequences. This is coming from a Trump supporter, by the way. Nobody has ever once, those who support Trump, he's a Trump supporter who's saying this right now. Not a single person who has ever supported Trump have decided to come out of their mouth and suggest in any way at all the same thing as it relates to what Trump says. How many times has Trump said things? How many times has Trump said things that have led to destructive, dangerous, unsafe, horrible consequences for other people? He's not faced with the same ridicule. He's not. They don't say that to Trump though. Do you realize how extremely stupid these damn people are? Do you realize how stupid you sound? If I had the opportunity, I'd tell this guy, whoever this is, to his face. This level of stupidity, it just disgusts me to my soul. You're saying that about Democrats, and again, this is not Democrats versus Republicans. For me, it's not. He could be talking about a complete stranger and saying these same words. I cannot believe you come out of your mouth, a Trump supporter come out of your mouth saying something like that, knowing the dangerous ass things that this man has said out of his mouth.
Yeah, but what we are learning, and this is pretty big according to some of the latest reporting coming out on this, several law enforcement officials are telling the AP that a local officer actually encountered the shooting suspect on the top of that building that he's accused of shooting from, climbed up onto the roof. This was after being flagged down by bystanders who saw that suspect climb up there, and that officer apparently went up onto the roof, and the suspect pointed his rifle at the officer, and that officer reportedly retreated, giving the suspect the opportunity to shoot his rifle at former President Trump. So
there was a police officer, even with all these people trying to flag them down, and as you can go and do your own research, look at the video, some guy that they interviewed that was there, he said that everybody was pointing down, telling him right there, you see the guy on the roof right there, and he literally is saying that the police is just like they're mentally challenged or something, like they don't know what's going on. Now, even with that being said, apparently, based on what's being disclosed right now, there was one officer that did see this, I guess, and chose to follow him up on that roof. He turns the rifle at him, doesn't shoot him, turns the rifle at him. That was enough to scare him off the roof, and he was allowed to stay up there and let off 7, 8, 9, however many shots it was. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Since when does Secret Service, since when does the military, since when do the law enforcement that they have involved with protecting the president, since when do they fail on such a mind-blowingly high scale? This is just mind-blowing. Since when do they fail on such a massive scale? When? Even when you're being pointed in direction, people are like, you don't see this? They're right there with the police. You don't see this shit? Don't you think it would make sense to immediately call or radio, let people know, get them off the stage? Some guy is climbing up on a roof with a rifle. Get him off the stage. No. Everybody continues on just as they were, and one officer decides to climb up there to confront this guy, gets the rifle pointed at him. He doesn't shoot him. He decides to climb back down off the roof and allow him to take these shots. Something is not right here. If you cannot see, not only all the many, and listen, I'm not even touching on all the, there's so much more to it that just does not make any sense. This is not no goddamn movie. This is real life. Tonald dump. I'm done with this dumpster juice, ex-president, no good. Man, oh boy.
Right. I don't know. Seemingly they've gotten on him about his words because his words do have power and they do incite his crowd. So I'd be curious to learn more about what in the middle of being potentially losing your life, your first response is this fist bump. Continuing to your vehicle where you are not covered, all I want to do is I want you to see my face, but I also want you to see my fist bump. He is in Milwaukee, just arrived for a GOP convention. Of course, he arrives and deplaned with this same fist bump. So I want to know, right? I'm sure this is symbolizing something. This is a symbol to people that despite the attacks, this guy is ready to stand the test for office. It is definitely a plan and a ploy. One other thing I will say is they got this 20-year-old to engage in this. I'm not even going to say this. The alleged shooter, this 20-year-old registered Republican, who is the author of this level of confusion, seems so unlikely. And I still think that the other person who did not survive this event, and the two people who were injured as a result, were all a part of this plan, and just
unfortunately, perhaps collateral damage or something.
Like the spoils of war.
Wow, that's terrible. That is terrible. That's terrible. But I'm glad. I applaud you for because that's exactly what your words were spot on. A symbol, specifically the suggestion of it being some kind of a symbol, because that disturbed me. That disturbed me. If I wish everyone could feel that shock and that drawback to my body. I felt it in my soul when I watched this guy. You've just been shot at, and he gets up. First thing he thinks to do, he's exposing himself. He wants to get his fist. Who does that? Who does that? And continues to try to get attention. It's for attention. As they're trying to carry him away, even when he gets to the vehicle, they're trying to give him the vehicle. He's fighting to get one more in where he can get his fist up. What are you doing? Listen. Even if you want to suggest that that's just flat out stupidity, you want to deny everything that's been said, all the obvious, disturbing, wrong things about this whole situation. Okay, that's just stupidity. Why has someone so extremely stupid in office? Why has someone so wildly stupid in position like president? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? No concern for other people around him. Someone has just been firing off at you. Your first thought is to try and get your face out there and get attention. Who in their right mind ever does that? Never ever in the history of human life have we responded that way. Literally. Do your research, my people. Never ever in the history of human life on this planet has any human being, any dictator, any president, nobody has ever responded that way. Where somebody has just shot at you, and you will duck down, they'll cover you the whole entire way, getting you to safety. We can't even see you no more. They got you covered, they're keeping you down, pushing you down. Why? None of this makes any sense. This is some of the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. None of it makes sense. He's out there trying to get attention. No concern for the safety of other people. No concern for his own safety. This fool is out there trying to get attention, trying to put his fist up, exposing his whole face after somebody just took shots at you. It does not make sense. And like I said a moment ago, unfortunately, he being the type of person he is, the image he's created for himself, the type of person that we know him to be, he can't be trusted. He's not beyond doing something so extreme, if he thinks that is going to create a better chance of him winning this election. You mean to tell me that this is the stupidity that we have declined to, specifically as it relates to those who are responsible for governing this country and keeping those who govern this country safe? This mind-blowing level of stupidity that proves that he should not be in a position of governing this country in any way at all. And also, every single one involved. I'm speaking about the Secret Service and so on, everyone else involved. Every single last one of them should be terminated. They should be terminated. There's no way to explain the deeply disturbing level of failure here. It's crazy to me. It's mind blowing to me. There's been even more information that's come out. They've done their research. They've searched into this guy. They looked into his phone, all his personal. They got pictures of him graduating, going across the stage. They got tons of videos out there of all of this stuff. So even beyond all of the situations that we already knew about, the video and pictures of people telling the police, "Hey, this guy's going up on a roof with a gun." All these things. The fact that a police officer allegedly climbed up on the roof, he points his rifle at him, the police officer comes back down. There's plenty of people everywhere saying a lot of the same exact things that we spoke about in that live. They're saying the same exact things. Perhaps they have sense too. The fact that immediately when something like that is seen, immediately once an officer over the radio, immediately they should be responding to folks, "Hey, don't let them go up on stage or get them off stage." That didn't happen. He climbed up there, got all set up, got comfortable and everything. A few minutes later, shots ring out. Why was there no response a lot sooner, a lot faster? Now, what has come out since I did the live was that I can't remember if it was Secret Service or some members of the police, the protective staff that was there that day, had a conversation with him prior to. They saw him with some device. They took pictures and everything. All this is online. They're showing all this.
A photo taken by local law enforcement and obtained by the New York Post shows the gunman, 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks, shortly before he opened fire at Saturday's campaign rally in western Pennsylvania. A local law enforcement officer told CBS News a sniper from a local tactical team at the rally took a picture, saw Crooks looking through a rangefinder, and called for backup. But by the time the officers responded, he had scaled the building.
Something else they discovered is that he is a Tonald Dump supporter. What? That definitely doesn't make any sense. Why is a Dump supporter trying to take Dump out? You have failed at being a possible influence for anybody on this planet. You've even failed yourself if you're supporting Tonald Dump. I've been saying this. My feelings have not changed since day one. It's not even, to me, for me, it's not about Republican versus Democrat, and I don't care for either one of these guys. I really don't. Honestly, I don't. Not at all. We need to promote no vote. That's what we need to do. Promote no vote. How about that? All these stupid ass people out here supporting Tonald Dump, all the Candace Owens and those people alike. Stupidity. They are the same. They just like this guy will do the same thing. They will use these same tactics to when it fits their narrative. But it doesn't apply. It's okay to use it when it fits their narrative, when they're supporting this no good ass person, but it doesn't apply the same when it comes to other people. They use it to support their messed up ass narrative. When it comes to someone else, they're using it as a means of attacking them or suggesting something bad about them. It's so extremely obvious what they've done, what they continue to try to do.
Let us also remember that King Henry II went in and said, "Can no one rid me of this turbulent priest?" And his knights went out and killed the Archbishop of Canterbury because they thought that was a direct order. What do you say when President Biden says it's time to put a target on Trump? That, in my opinion, is the insightful rhetoric.
Am I the only one that's paying attention to all this? Too many of us have been brainwashed. Too many of us have been conditioned in some way. We've been mentally messed up in some way to fall for this nonsense. I get tired of seeing so many of our people in support of such a horrible ass example for human life.